get around the side of talking, that's when baby would take me walking. I could beg ya, we go walking. Then you look into my eyes. Lord knows to my surprise, the only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. Oh, yes, he was. Being good isn't always easy, no matter how I try. When you started sweet talking to me, you come and tell me everything is alright. You kiss and tell me everything is alright. Can I get away again tonight? The only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. He was. Oh, yes, he was. Oh, well, I remember the look was in his eyes, stealing kisses from me on the slide, taking time to make time, telling me that it's all mine, learning from each other's knowledge, looking to see how much we grow, and the only one. Oh, yeah.
Have you ever wanted to be a Chad? Being a Chad means you're the cream of the crop when it comes to being a man. You actively embrace what NPCs call toxic masculinity. You stay fit and you pride yourself on having alpha capabilities when it comes to being a protector and provider, while being in denial of the fact that if danger ever did strike, you would freeze and go into a panic because, let's face it, you don't have any real training. But nobody needs to know that. But more importantly, your blood type is testosterone. You take more self-responsibility than a martyr, you say yes to Jesus, but no to soy, and you're red-pilled. Chads see through the matrix and shit on propaganda while being herders of sheeple. And being a Chad means you're self-aware enough and deep enough as a person to self-identify with Chad memes on the internet. So if you're not a Chad, which you're not, but have always wanted to be one, let me teach you everything you need to know about how to be a Chad. Beard. Having a beard is a must if you want to be a Chad. It lets people know that you're a man because you have the ability to grow pubic hair on your face. Raw dogging society with a naked face makes you look as estrogenic as a freshly shorn scrotum, which is fine to have as long as it's not your facial scrotum. Shirt. Chads only wear plain shirts with no designs because it shows you're strong enough to not be an obedient billboard advertising any aspect of blue-pilled culture. Now, the color of your plain shirt doesn't matter as long as it's black and nothing else. The only other thing about the color of your shirt that matters is the color should be 2 sizes too small so your shoulder and arm muscles are accentuated into looking bigger than they are. Chad pro tip on wardrobe: never wear shoes because shoes go on your feet and your feet are where your boots are supposed to be. Question. We interrupt this lesson on how to be a Chad with a question from a viewer named Michael, who says, is it possible to be a Chad and still be a liberal? Good question, but the real question you're asking is it possible to be a Chad while still competing on the women's swim team? And the answer is no. You'll have to quit your swim team, Michael, and take up sword fighting to redeem yourself. That is, unless you've already used your sword to affirm your gender. If that's the case, you'll never be a Chad, but you'll always be mutilated. And viewer Dylan writes in with another question. I can't grow a beard due to genetics. Can I still be a Chad? The answer is no. Real Chads can't menstruate. Thanks for asking, Dylan. One-liners. When you hear others crying out in a fit of self-induced victimization or being sheep mindlessly repeating what they've been told, you specialize in dismantling their psychological fragility with strong, bold one-liners, such as, if you don't agree with my worldview, you're my mortal enemy. Your terms are acceptable. America sucks. I hate it here. Get out. The good news is that your no BS one-liners will make people think you're bravely bold and deeply insightful. This will help them not see that the reason why you speak in one-line retorts is because your mind is as simple as your shirt selection is. Now this might surprise you, considering your method of measuring your IQ has been based on just whatever your max deadlift is. The point is, your Forrest Gump-like demeanor of saying a simple sentence and then submerging into an uncomfortable silence that intimidates your beta male counterpart because you don't know what to say after that will help you assert your alphaness in the minds of observers who also don't know how to think very well. And as a Chad, you should always be using your inferior psychology to establish psychological dominance. In conclusion, with these tips, you'll now be able to make everything in your life about elevating your testosterone levels, which is ideal. As a Chad, compared to the shameful sheeple beta males in society with mommy issues, you'll be able to suppress your mommy issues deeper than them, because you also have daddy issues to layer on top. Your inner torment that drives you to be the man your father never was makes you a strong Chad, who's unaware of how shattered he feels inside. And that's awesome. Here's to your Chadness.
So we are introducing Eva Zero, our Genesis piece. She has a message for you.
Consciousness. Sentience of internal, external, or virtual existence.
Thank you, Eva. We'll see you tonight at the show.
Jimmy on the beat, wait. Okay, whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer.
B-O-O-M-E-R, please roll dusty, mood don't vibe with me. You are old and so therefore I must say 10 for dinosaur, eh? Whatever you say, boomer.
Oh, okie dokie boomer. Okie dokie boomer.
The boomer's back!
The boomer's back. For how long, we don't know, but he's back. Hi, everybody. How's my sound tonight? I haven't done this in so long, I forgot how to turn numbers and dials.
You sound great to me. I'm so glad to have you back in studio with me. You know, it's been fun doing the show the last couple of weeks, and the audience has been so supportive of Beauty in the Trailer Park. But I got to say, for myself, I missed you so much. I write these shows to get a rise out of you, to see how the boomer's going to react. When you say, fuck, and you start screaming, I'm happy. And I didn't get that over the last couple of weeks.
Oh,
so
you're going to get
I'm
your
excited.
share of that tonight. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yay.
Catalytic Centaur, you know what? I kind of
Hold
like
on.
the original soundtrack, too. It's a little bit different than that. We're going to look at that the next time we do the intro. We always try and change it up every few months, so...
Lined it out, man.
I want to say hi to everybody. Anthony, thank you,
Hey,
thank you,
Anthony.
thank you. That was very thoughtful. Anthony sent us a snail mail super chat,
mail.
and that was just way cool. And
I love it. I love it.
He cut out YouTube, which is great. So thank you, Anthony. That was very thoughtful of you, and very nice surprise. Really, really good.
I think that might be better.
Okay, I'm going to give a shout out to
Super
everybody. In here.
shine.
We got Barbara, Snow Leopard, Dr.
Snow
Nick
Leopard.
Rivera, Dr. Nick
Hi, Dr.
Rivera.
Nick.
What's going on? What is going on? We have Midnight Karma, Jilly Love. What's
Jilly.
going on? There's Barbara again sneaking in there. Anthony, Jilly.
Gamer. Hey,
Gamer. Hey, Gamer. Janice Driver. Hi, Janice. What's going
Hi,
on?
V.
Rick Solis. Good to see you, Rick. Good to see you. Jordan Deck. What's up, everyone? Let me see. What do we... Peace
Hi,
stuff.
Robert. Welcome.
Peace stuff.
Welcome to Robert.
Peace stuff. Peace stuff. Yeah, I've been watching from the sidelines. You know, the wounded here. Let's
No,
see.
you've been helping me a lot. Even though you haven't been doing the shows, you've been doing the outros still. I mean, it's not like you totally didn't help with any production. I mean, you were doing all kinds of shit behind the scenes for me.
Yeah, I try and run in and do something and go lay back down. That's how I do. Now,
I appreciate it. We
now-
appreciate it. We've enjoyed it.
You've got this down. I'm going to try it. V. Olofsdottir.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it? Am I close? V.
You're close.
Okay. Peace
Fred helped me out with that one.
Peace stuff. What's going on? Robert Templeton, Catalytic Centaur. Good to
Catalytic.
see you guys. Willie Bragg Show. Hey, Willie Bragg. I think I got a friend request from Willie Bragg. I need to go back. I haven't checked that
I'm
in
friends
a while.
with Willie.
I have not
Brad.
checked my friend request.
I
but
love his and Angel's show, man. You guys crack me up. I know I'll just sit there and hang out and listen while I'm folding laundry, whatever. And you guys get some good rants going.
Yeah,
and that's
they
what it's
do.
about. A good rant.
SFT, good to see you. Becca C.
Kelly. Hey, Kelly.
What's up, Becca C? God, it's great to see everybody. Man.
Oh, hey, Reef. Reef's hanging out.
Reefer, INN News. They're doing some great stuff over there at INN. And Go Start, good to see you, Go Start. Janice Driver, I'm trying to get everybody. I hate to miss people. Do you have somebody over on the
we got a bunch hanging out on the Rockfin. The Rockfin is popping tonight. Kate's not by, but we know Kate. Kate, you are in the woods and the pictures are beautiful. Enjoy your summer trip. Dirk Diggler is in the chat. So is Jim. Hi, Jim. Zoxo Voxo Vix. Jim, what'd you think of my movie night last night? We did a movie night, Oz, and it was an old movie a friend of mine a couple of friends of mine starred in about hobos. It was a documentary from 1992, and I got to, tell people how it related to my life, how I knew these people, and just how they, I guess, inspired me through the years. I've lived 1,000 lives in this life, and people don't understand that unless you're a free soul like I am, and you're willing to just walk away from everything and then uproot and do something else. I've done it so many times in my life. I'm like Madonna. I've reinvented myself many times. But the people I've met along the way on my journey have been amazing. Like something you couldn't even find in Hollywood, you couldn't get them in central casting. And to be able to feature a couple of those characters last night was kind of cool for me. So it was fun. It was kind of an old-timey movie.
I'm glad you had fun. I just hope that we all don't have to become hobos in the not-too-distant future.
Yeah, sadly, the hobos are the dying breed, right? And I'd be scared to ride the rails nowadays as much as they fucking derail.
Oh, yeah.
You just minding your own business. Next thing, you're being launched through the air for 50 miles, whatever.
Bidenomics. Build back better.
I want to get Zoxo Voxo Vic called out. And Ronnie. Hi, Ronnie Graham. Fred Edwards. Thank you, Fred, for all of the tweets. Copeland Morris. Hi, Copeland. And I want to make sure I miss anybody over there. But Dingo ate me, baby. Dingo, are you hanging out over on Kick, too? Everybody hanging out on Kick. I love Kick. The picture's beautiful over there.
Yeah.
Like Trump would say, beautiful, beautiful. Tech support. Hi, tech support. I appreciate you coming in. Crone's here. Hi, Crone. Anna Maris with the Super A. Anyone else going on murderous rampages lately? The flies here are insane and driving me insane. Oh, thank God. Flies will drive me insane, but no. I've been battling bees. I got stung really bad the other night, and it hurt for days. And this morning, that nest went bye-bye. So I've been battling bees all week.
Bee killer.
I'm a bee killer. Make sure I don't miss anybody. Denver out away.
Hey, Denver. Good to see you.
I think I'm caught up over on the Rockfin. I think I am.
Okay.
And of course the Rumble and the Kick, we say hello, and the Twitter, the Land of Oz.
The Land of Oz on the Twitter. Anyway, I'm back. Good news is I'm back. The bad news is I don't know if I'm going to be back every week or not. But like I was telling Chanda in the green room, this has got to stop. And I'm going to be the squeakiest damn wheel my doctors have ever had because, long story short, I wake up in the morning nauseated, and it's been sticking with me all day. So I'm nauseated and dizzy, and I have no energy to do anything. That just ain't right. So we're going to make sure that we get tested and everything else. And Chanda has lined up some of our sisters and brothers to join her and help her out on shows when I am not here. And I really appreciate that. So anytime you guys are free to give Chanda a hand, if she's got a call out, please come on. That would be great. So I'm going to do my best to be here when I can. But when I can't, I know that you're also understanding and you'll appreciate it because I'm old. And, things happen. I
just hate to see you suffer. I know when we get in the green room, because I remember I went through a really bad bout of nausea and dizziness a couple years ago. And I remember how bad it sucked to drag myself in the green room, sit on screen and get through the show. So I understand totally. And when you don't feel like it, all you have to say is, I don't feel good, Yeah. That's all you have to say. I understand.
I want to bring a quality show without whining about my being under the weather all the time. So that's what.
Well, let's have some fun tonight. I put some stuff on the deck that should get you all riled up. I know you brought a few clips that are going to get me riled up. So. Yeah,
so it's the show tonight is exposing Christmas crookies in July. I thought that was a little.
It's Christmas in July. We have a lot of Christmas on the deck.
Yeah, and with all the crooks that we have in our government, it's
I see you.
It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Here's Chanda. This is Mrs. Claus here.
Mrs. Claus.
And Mrs. Claus has got our PayPals there. If you are so inclined to throw 2 bits at us, it's always appreciated.
2 bits,
God,
4 bits,
Chanda,
6
you know
bits,
what?
$1.
Fair use. And Pasta's going to lose that. It's always appreciated on the couch. I'm going to steal it if he doesn't use it.
It's always appreciated on the couch.
Yeah.
How is Pasta? I know he was on Misty last night. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet.
I don't know. I know he was out of town, and I think he's back.
It's hard to keep up with sometimes.
It's hard to keep up with it, but there's going to be a lot of Christmas memes in here.
Is this the Norman Rockwell Beauty and the Boomer? Nice.
Linda did this, and just a couple of important points. She added the cookies and the cakes and everything in there. Those weren't in the originals. Linda did that, and she's getting quite versed at graphics. Very, very good, doing a very great job at graphics.
Well, now that's fair use, right? We can't take a copyright on that because we altered it.
Yes, absolutely. What the hell is this? Is this something from Ukraine?
Oh, yeah. Well, I figured we were doing Christmas spirit, and this is from yesterday.
Okay, let's see how the Christmas spirit's going over in Ukraine. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, I know what this is.
Look at that mushroom cloud. That's insane.
Yeah, boy.
Let me guess what that is, Chanda. Can I guess? Can I?
Go ahead.
That's a huge load of those cluster bombs that this war criminal country sent over there. Is that correct?
Yeah. I don't know, but for all the reports that I do listen to, Richie Medhurst and Scott Ritter and Garland Nixon's doing a great job.
He's killing
him
it.
And Scott Ritter meet up all the time, so you get the lowdown on everything. You stay up to and we don't have we're out of bombs again. This is like under the Obama years where we just bombed so much, we gave so many away that we don't have any. So they're digging deep in their arsenal to and this is what they've got left, right? They're shitty anyways. The government hates them. They don't really like them. They're not dependable, and so I don't know if that's what this is, but this was from yesterday.
That's what I heard or watched. They said that was cluster bombs.
They blew up a cluster depot.
Yeah, and I hope they eliminated all those things because more often than not, from what I understand, they kill children. So
they do. Does anybody forget, or am I in the goddamn Mandela effect where Princess Di would put on Kevlar vests and she would go take a walk in a fucking minefield to raise awareness about these fucking landmine cluster bomb types of thing? I don't understand why, as Americans, we are so high and fucking mighty, yet we're okay with this shit being used in our name.
I'm not okay with it. I can't think of any American that knows what's going on that has a heart would be fine with any of this bullshit. So
but I can go to the superstore or the supermarket and run into probably 50 fucking people that'll tell me that it's great that we're in Ukraine and we're defending the Ukrainians and bombing.
Well, go sign up, fucker. Go sign up. Go sign up. Go sign up. You brought bombs. What the hell did you bring bombs for, Chanda? What is this?
Well, bombs, bad bombs, nice bombs, good bombs, very good bombs, and what bombs? No, I love the very bottom one.
Jesus.
What bombs? Israel, what bombs? We don't bomb people. Oh, we don't know what you're talking about.
When isn't life full of double standards? Yeah, you're right there, Chanda. That's a great meme. That's perfect. That's perfect. You brought Sleepy Joe here?
Well, I thought we'd do a War Pig little segment here. So we're going to run through a few of them that are all kind of, run off each other. So let's start with, Mr. War Pig himself.
God, he looks very commanding there.
Oh, he does almost, right? AI.
Quick question about Israel, because the president met with the president of Israel yesterday in the Oval Office. This moment got a bit of attention, and it's not the only one that is kind of like this that we sometimes see, and I just want to play it for you.
Sure. And we brought Israelis and Palestinians together at a political level, and Aqaba and as well as Shram. Yes. And as I affirmed to Prime Minister Netanyahu yesterday, America's commitment to Israel is firm.
John, this got a lot of attention. It got picked up in a lot of places. Why is it so hard to understand what the president is trying to say there?
I think he was very, very clear, Martha.
You didn't think there was any problem to communicate there. You didn't have any difficulty understanding what he was trying to say.
The president was very clear in that clip.
And Aqua and the old shrine. And as I
The president was very clear in that clip.
like Vera Wang and Joan Shingang, I'm going to pronounce it.
Vera Wang?
Yeah, I thought he said Vera Wang.
He did say Vera Wang.
Why is it so hard to understand what the president is trying to say there?
I think he was very, very clear, Martha.
And here comes the train that he tried to make sure didn't continue to run. No, that's the commuter. All right. Oh, that's what. But folks, look.
Well, let it do, my wee Spanish lady.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a heat ray. What? I'm talking about a great white chief.
Things are going to get worse before they get better.
Oh, God, I don't know how they can.
He promises. He does.
Oh, my gosh. That's just, that's elder abuse right there. And John Kirby saying, I think he was perfectly clear. If that's what you're hearing, John, you need to quit.
John Kirby is the best puppet fucking ever. This came out of the State Department. He howdy doodies the best I've seen any of them. He's just oblivious, no brain in his head. Whatever they tell him to say, he's going to say it.
I'm thinking that's what the government produces these days, especially coming from the war pig party,
They're
the
mass
Democrats.
produced.
So, what's this shitbag got to say, Ro Khanna? What is this?
Oh man, Jimmy tears him apart for being a total
Oh
fucking
yeah, we got a
warthog.
couple of Jimmies tonight that are gonna shake the.
Jimmy's been on fire since he got back from vacation. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, here let's see what we got going here. This is going to be interesting, to say the least.
So what does Ro Khanna say to this? He's supposed to be a progressive lefty. Ro Khanna, the fact that we do not have enough conventional artillery to send Ukraine should be a wake-up call. What? Most of the top 15 steel producers now are Chinese, and we don't have a single one. The U.S. urgently needs a strategy to become a manufacturing superpower so we can manufacture bombs. The United States is running out of weapons. Well, what the hell happened to all of them, Ro? Where is the last place you remember seeing them? Oh, you mean the ones that we're not allowed to use internationally because they're a war crime, so we just gave those weapons to the Ukrainians? Well, whose fault is that? Thank God you have all these taxpayers out there to just rebuild everything again. What a terrible catastrophe it would be for the munitions industry if they had to start all over from scratch again. All those fat cats would be crying in cups of aged bourbon while looking out over their sweeping empires. Remember back when you had the courage to admit that the Azov were Nazis and then deleted that tweet after the war started? I remember that. Do you remember that, Max?
Oh, I remember it well because
you confronted him, right?
When I confronted him after the war started, I didn't even confront him. I just said, "What are your thoughts about this?" And he sounded like a Reagan era neocon. He was like, "We need to fight for freedom."
He is a Reagan era neocon.
And I remembered that he had in 2018 led the way on blocking arms to the neo-Nazi wing of the Ukrainian military. And he, of course, deleted that and then called me a Russian agent.
Here's that tweet. He says, ever since the Orange Revolution began under President Bush, the U.S. has been complicit in the rehabilitation and spread of neo-Nazis in Ukraine. Enough is enough. Our government must stand up to the Azov Battalion and other fascist groups. And now he's saying we need to rebuild our munitions. It should be a wake-up call because we can't give more bombs to Nazis, to these same people. And here it is deleted. Deleted tweet from Ro Khanna. So that I don't. So I don't get when he says that the top 15 steel producers are now Chinese and we don't have a single one. And we certainly don't want fascism to just be in the hands of the Chinese. That was our fashion, that they were taking away our fascism jobs. So to make more weapons and increase our military budget even more so you can all line your pockets with military stocks, get bent, Rokana. How about advocating for universal health care instead? So
No.
what do you make of this? When I saw that when he did that to you, he said that he implied that you were somehow getting paid by Russia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The-
As it says on my Wikipedia page, I'm a frequent RT and Sputnik contributor.
Oh.
Based on absolutely, I mean, I've gone on their shows, but it's not very frequent. But anyway, I mean, what Rokana is saying is objectively true. The U.S. is struggling to produce enough ammo for this proxy war. It's not the industrial superpower that was spawned out of World War II, out of the military economy that saw Rosie Riveter go to work in World War II. I mean, it's true.
Yeah, Rokana he's a lying, corrupt criminal representative of the military-industrial complex, obviously, and all the oligarch donors that go to the Democratic Party. And I want to remind again, Chanda and I both are in agreement on this. The guy enjoys lying.
He's a sociopath.
To the camera. I swear, he gets off on it every time he lies to the camera.
You see a gleam in his eye when he's lying.
He is a sociopath. So, I don't know. You brought this Victoria Nuland stuff. You want to?
Another sociopath. I mean, we've got a full list of sociopaths, but yeah, sociopath and anti-Russia neocon Victoria Nuland is visiting South Africa just before the BRICS summit. If you don't know what the BRICS are, that is I just totally lost it. It's a backed currency that's not American, right? Gets rid of the petrodollar. And 26 countries have already signed on. 40 are in talks. That's insane. Yeah. That's how many people want to get away from our bullying asses. So she's over there. She will obviously be delivering threats of America's empire personally to African leaders, likely will try to sabotage the BRICS currency. Too bad the ICC doesn't have any authority there, right? I mean, these people, she's founder of the Project for a New America Century. Whitney Webb's been telling us about that forever. Yes, they staged the coup in Ukraine, installing Yadzinski or Yuka under Obama. Let's see, moved NATO missile defense systems within 500 miles of Moscow. Trump fired her, but she got her old job back under Uncle Joe. Starts a massive conflict. Yeah, this is 101 level shit. This is being ignored. Confirm the scoop and glow. Yeah, currently underway.
Yeah, there's a recording of her saying that the coup. She was, what was it? Yurkovic. They overthrew him and they installed their puppet. So it's beyond me that people are so wedded to the CNNs and the MSNBSs and all of them. They're not getting news. They're getting pure propaganda. And it's all financed by Raytheon and Rocketdyne and the Pfizer and the fossil fuel company. Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, Honeywell.
And the garbage in Congress, they're all profiting on us, particularly people like Rokana, whose wife is buying all this stocks. Sure, they're running out of munitions. They're going to turn around and have to make more munitions. That means more money for them. It's sad and it's sick. So,
but hey, that's jobs. That's jobs for America.
It's not for long jobs. What do you got here? You got a memology? Is Joe looking for his spot to step on again?
This is one of my favorite memes of the week. Hey, I can't campaign today. My sister's taking me for ice cream.
I thought it was his cousin. Oh, no, never mind. That's Joel. This is why. That's terrible. You are defaming the office of the presidency, Chanda. Shame on you.
Not as bad as Marjorie Taylor Greene did.
Oh, my God. We got one of those in here tonight.
I think so.
Don't jump.
didn't build the middle class. They didn't build America. The middle class was built by the middle class.
Whoa, that's pretty deep.
Today, we announced the first ever offshore wind sail in the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to the Gulf. Think I'm kidding? Ain't seen nothing yet.
That doesn't sound good.
Thank you.
Oh, they gave him an ice cream sandwich after he finished his speech in Philadelphia.
We used to get snow cones after we played Little League Baseball.
Yeah.
I mean,
now you get apple slices.
Oh, apple slices. I'll take
Somebody might be allergic.
Snow cones. Sorry. I'm holding out for the snow cones. He's got the ice cream sandwiches.
God, amazing. Ice cream so good. Ice cream so good.
Somebody sent me that.
I made you laugh.
Somebody, one of our, oh God, I can't remember. They just sent it to me today, and I apologize that I can't shout you out for sending me that. I will look it up here shortly and send it out. What's this all about? What is Darth Vader happy?
Oh, so the Dems have been on a tweety fest this whole week about how great Biden is, and they talk him up, of course, in every tweet. But this one, with your support, the Biden-Harris administration has helped create over 13 million jobs, lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and made historic investments in clean energy future. Let's finish the job. Just look at all those jobs we created.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was Operation Rolling Blackout sent me that one. I didn't get the full thing in the deck, but that was the gal talking about licking the ice cream. So very, very nice.
Love me some Operation Rolling Blackout.
Yes. Thank you. We have a Sabby Sabs clip tonight. I put it up in the top of the deck because we're going to get brutal here with RFK Jr. and Dr. West.
Yes.
We've got some opinions that some may agree with and some may not, but I'm going to play Sabby's first because Sabby's is always very calm, kind, clean.
No, you're right. It's rational.
It is rational. So, Sabby doesn't lose her shit like I do. So commending you, Sabby. I appreciate it. Sabby Sab, she's up to 46.5 now. I checked a little earlier.
You go, girl.
Close to that 50K. Help her out if you can. Here we go. Sabby Sabs.
And to Anderson Cooper's weak point when he says he's more concerned that people might get Trump again, well, then you should be having this interview with Joe Biden, Anderson Cooper, and ask him why he's doing so poorly. Instead of blaming people who are running against Joe Biden, Anderson Cooper should be asking Joe Biden why he's doing so poorly, why his poll numbers are the way that they are. This idea that we're not supposed to sit up here and point fingers and blame Joe Biden and hold Joe Biden accountable because he is the incumbent and because we might get Trump is bullshit. And I'm pretty much tired of it. I don't care. I don't care how long he's been a politician. I don't care how long he's been in office. He has not done a good job. And so instead of, pointing fingers at Cornel West and Anderson Cooper, basically what he's really saying is, why don't you just step aside and just let Joe Biden have this? That's basically what Anderson Cooper is saying.
Well, no, I'm talking about the Democratic Party establishment, though, brother. Okay.
I had to speed it up for time.
He's very much part of the Democratic
No,
Party
that's good.
His interest, anyway, I don't want to speak for him.
It's so gross.
Absolutely. You criticized President Biden saying recently that he contributed, in your words, I'm quoting, contributed to a crime against humanity when he became the architect of the mass incarceration regime in the 1990s. You're referring to the 1994 Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act that then Senator Biden sponsored. You also said it's, quote, very clear that his cognitive powers are in decline. You have had a remarkable career. You've championed those whose voices have been silenced all your life. We've had you on the program a ton of times talking about that. You've never run a large bureaucracy or had any major governmental leadership role. Isn't that important to actually governing as president?
Apparently not, because look, here's the thing. We have someone, let me tell you what Anderson Cooper just did here. Let me show you how he's sneaky. He just mentioned to you the crime bill, which Joe Biden co-wrote. He said sponsored. You see that? Joe Biden co-wrote the crime bill with racist Strom Thurmond. He leaves that part out. He mentioned all those things that Cornel West has issue with. And then Anderson Cooper goes on to say, don't you think the person in power should be someone that has experience leading government? So what Anderson Cooper is telling you, and listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, what Anderson Cooper is telling you is basically this. Listen, I understand that Joe Biden wrote that bill which targeted black men and black families and took black fathers out their homes, but you need to let him go ahead and have this anyway because he has experience in government. So Anderson Cooper is basically saying F you to African Americans in this country. And I hope people wake up and see that. I hope people really wake up and see what he's really saying underneath. That covert, sneaky-ish. These are the things we really need to pay attention to. Anderson Cooper is the white moderate. He's the white moderate that MLK is talking about. He's privileged. He comes from wealth. He's very comfortable. And even at the end of the day, if that means Anderson Cooper got to tell you, hey, black people, just settle for this right now, he's going to tell you that, but he's not going to say it in those words. Pay attention to that.
I agree. I agree
too. That was a great clip.
Good clip. Thank you, Sabby. Always right on. She said
that clip pissed me off so bad because Cornell did not push back at all. And, you know, when Pasta went into that interview with Cornell and he really pushed him, I think we got a good taste of where Cornell was. And we know that he's friends with these people. You know, over on the Trailer Park Pundit deck, I have him hanging out with Obama as a reminder to people that Cornell was a part of the establishment for a very long time. I mean, you know, and he loves everybody. He sees everybody as his brother or his sister. So I expect him to, I'm sure he was shook when he came out of that interview with Anderson, but will he never go back or will he call him out? Hell no. That's not how Cornell rolls.
Well, and I appreciate that, but here's the area that I'm very concerned about. Listen, Bernie never took off the gloves, never.
I know.
And
I know.
Dr. West needs to take off the gloves. And I know that Jimmy was flaming in this clip.
He was. Jimmy was cussing.
And some of our sisters and brothers got mad at Jimmy for going off this hard, especially with Nick in the room. But Jimmy and Nick are friends. You got to remember that, okay? RBN and Jimmy Dore are friends too. Sabby, they're all friends. Now, you being my friend, are you going to let me have it if I eat shit when something's so important to this magnitude, taking the kids' gloves off? I hope you do, because this is what I see Jimmy doing. I don't want to hear this, oh, it was okay, all this shit. I want you to tell me exactly what I did wrong and how I need to correct it, because I rely on you, my friend, to keep me on the straight and narrow when it's going to cost lives. Especially. So you should never hold back. So I don't blame Jimmy here as much as some do, but this is pretty tough. This is tough love right here.
It is tough love.
This is tough love. So here we go, guys. If you haven't seen this, I clipped this right exactly where it needed to be clipped.
Given the task that he has, he need to be more aggressive. He need to speak truth to power no matter what. And that's we're trying to drill to
when Jimmy twitches in his chair, you know he's getting ready to fly.
I know.
Well, what that looked like what it looked like to me, Nick, was they didn't have a meeting before they went on this. He didn't get together with a media strategist. He didn't have any. They didn't have a message. They didn't go, hey, what's our message? What do we want to accomplish in this interview? What's our message? What do we do when he starts cutting us off? And what's our goal? They didn't do any of that. He sat there and he responded to every stupid fucking thing that Anderson Cooper could think of. You're not supposed to respond to what Anderson Cooper says. You're supposed to have a message when you go on these goddamn shows, and then you get your fucking message out, and until they stop you from talking, and when they do stop you from talking, you tell them, stop stopping me from talking. You had me on for an interview. Let me answer the goddamn question.
Agrees.
He did none of that. He didn't look like he had a sense of urgency whatsoever. He didn't look like he had anything he wanted to even accomplish. He didn't have a message he wanted to get out. And it makes people who are anti-war, to me, it makes us look bad. And it's like, if you're going to get that opportunity, motherfucker, you better take advantage of it.
Yes.
And if you're not, and if I'm willing to help you. I've offered time and time again his campaign to volunteer my time to help him with messaging, to help him with speech writing, to help him with fundraising. I've time and time again I've donated my time offered to donate my time to that campaign. Silence, nothing. And then he goes on and shits the fucking bed with a piece of shit like Anderson Cooper, who he should be running right through.
Yep.
That was amateur hour. Anyway, and that was amateur.
Nick looks ripped.
It's embarrassing. He has a responsibility to be ready for that interview.
He does.
Yes, he does. And he did.
Fucking running for president?
Yep.
You got people like me behind you screaming your praises? You got a fucking responsibility to be ready for that. And that's the fact. And and if people want to pretend that was a good job, you're not doing anybody a favor.
Yeah.
That wasn't a good job. That was a disaster. Anyway, I'm still upset about it.
Oh, really?
It's not going away.
Tell us how you feel, how you really feel. And that's why I love Jimmy Dore, and I will continue to love Jimmy Dore because he calls it out when it needs to be called out. I know him and Cornell have been friends, through the years. He's been on Jimmy's show quite a few fucking times. And I love that Jimmy's 100% right. You're wasting our time if you're not out there being serious. And that was not a serious interview. He let Anderson stomp all over him, throw propaganda out there, and didn't try to correct any of it, or push back. It was sick. It was gross.
Yeah. Do I have a different opinion of Dr. West than I did before I saw that? No, I don't. I still think he's great. Absolutely great. But too much. That was a Bernie interview, a failed Bernie interview.
Oh my God.
And I don't hold Dr. West as much accountable as I will hold his handler. Dennis Kucinich needs a foot in his ass for that. He should have had him prepped and ready to go. They should have been doing this. And
wait. Dennis Kucinich, wasn't he? I thought he was RFK Jr.'s campaign manager.
Sorry. I've got Dennis Kucinich on the brain, and I'm half sick.
I know, because he was so smug in the hearings this week. I get it. I know why you have him on the brain, but I just wanted to be clear. That's RFK Jr.'s.
Okay.
He has Jill Stein,
and
right?
Chris
Jill
Hedges.
Stein.
Chris Hedges is part of that.
Yeah.
So they should have had him on that.
Hedges licks the establishment ass constantly, so that's what I expect.
Yeah, no. They cannot make fails like this. This is what Bernie Sanders did, and I believe Bernie Sanders did it the whole time. I don't believe he was genuine for one fucking minute. That piece of shit owes the country an apology and all their goddamn money back.
It does.
I have no use for Bernie Sanders. He needs to go retire and spoon with Feinstein. Out of here, buddy. Nothing you say I will believe anymore. But Dr. West.
Sadly.
I had this discussion with some of our friends at INN the other night, and I said, I'm so goddamn mad at the Democrats. It makes me want to put the check mark in the Trump box. And,
I know.
And I'm not going to do it. You know why? Because the most damage, and I want to damage the Democrats because they're so corrupt, so criminal. The most damage would be to vote independent and for Dr. West, in my opinion. So I believe the best action is to vote for Dr. West in this election.
At this moment, if I had to vote right now, I'd vote for West.
Yeah, that's the best thing we can do at this time. If there's better options down the road, great. I will explore them at that point. But I've got to tell you, we can't have these kinds of interviews, and I think Dr. West is super intelligent, and he's going to get it because he just heard it from somebody that has him on his show all the time. And they got to be talking about this. And I would take the advice of Jimmy.
Oh, I'm sure.
And all these other big brains like Chris Hedges and everything else.
Or does he just see us as the radical fashion of what's left of the progressive Bernie movement? I kind of see that he just kind of paints us in that corner. RBN and Jimmy and, probably even Sabby. He just kind of, that's the radical fashion.
No, it's not radical
we know
at all.
better.
There are people from the hinterland.
We have to be diplomatic.
Bullshit. They better start listening to the hinterland this time around. That's all I can say.
We tried to tell him, Pasta tried to tell him, look at how hard he pushed the anti-vax narrative on RFK Jr. I mean, that was not cool at all.
As far as I'm concerned, Kucinich, quick mention, I think he's making RFK or advising RFK to push this Zionism shit. I think he is.
I think so too. He smiles like a Keebler fucking elf behind him. I think there's a clip on the deck, but yeah, his sitting back there smirking just pissed me off bad the other day.
If we don't stop this kind of crap and send messages that makes DC real, this is the kind of shit you're going to get into. Yeah. This is horrific. And I'm not talking about the aspect of pornography, protecting kids from pornography. Listen to this guy. I think he's dead right on here. Check this out and tell me if you're not concerned about this. This is nuts.
Oh, they always disguise it.
40 senators have sponsored a bill to make sure that you have to upload your driver's license before you can use your First Amendment on the internet. That's what they want. That's what this bill is. This bill is designed to make sure that they have your home address before you can actually post about anything on the internet. The bill is Senate Bill 1409. 40 senators have sponsored it, Republicans and Democrats. This isn't a left or right issue. This is a speech issue. And they call the bill the Kids Online Safety Act, or KOSA for short. But in reality, this is some garbage to make sure that they know where you live when you post. This bill, they claim, is to protect kids from restricted material on the internet. But what it's going to do is it's going to restrict the internet for everybody and then make you prove you're over 18 before you can look about anything. So maybe there's some history of America that is a little bit dicey, right? Maybe you want to learn a little bit more about the Second Amendment. Maybe there's some controversial stuff out there. Well, this bill allows every attorney general in every state of the union to make sure that they can sue internet companies like TikTok, like Facebook, like Twitter, that they can sue them if they aren't making sure that everyone who looks at controversial topics are over 18. So all these companies are going to have to keep a database of all their users to prove that everyone looking at these controversial topics are over 18. So how are they going to do that? They're going to collect your driver's license. The bill doesn't tell them, but the bill does make it very clear that all of these companies are going to have to prove that their users are over 18. The only way to do that is to have you upload information that proves that you're an adult before you're allowed to touch the rest of the web. So if you want to make sure you have unrestricted internet, I'm not even talking about the spicy stuff. I'm talking about if you wanted to go and find out gun safety information, if you wanted to find out maybe medication information, if you wanted to go find out some history that they don't want to teach you in schools, this bill will allow attorney generals to sue all of these companies under the guise of protecting kids. Senate Bill 1409. And it is bipartisan. My senator, Senator Bob Casey, a Democrat here in Pennsylvania, is co-sponsoring this bill with Lindsey Graham and Marsha Blackburn and Dick Durbin. It's all over the place, people. They're all out to make sure that they can trace your shitty posts on Twitter and on Facebook back down to your home address. And they're doing it claiming they're protecting the kids. So call your senators. Does not matter where you live. Call your fucking senator and say, I do not want Senate Bill 1409 to ever be touched or passed.
I think somebody told me that Bob Ferguson was in on 1409 too.
Yeah, Blumenthal is. Blumenthal. All the big dick Democrats. Dick Durbin.
So what? Do they have a technology coming that they know that they can invest in? Where, because let's face it, they want 100% control of the internet.
Yeah,
I mean that's what they've been after.
They want to fast track. They want to fast track the cops to your house. Do you want to upload your driver's license on the internet? I don't think so.
Did you see the video I brought this week of the Australian woman who was arrested for a Facebook post while she was pregnant during COVID?
Yep.
That's what they want. If you say something they don't like, they'll just come kick your door and take you.
This isn't a slippery slope. This is a stake through your heart. And I don't give a shit. They're saying, oh, online pornography. Bullshit. This country just loves its pornography. And this is about having a bill to where they can slap an 18 or over restriction on any goddamn thing they want, forcing you, if you want to see it or read about it, to upload your driver's license. Yeah. And they'll even give you directions on how to do it because they're so damn helpful. Talk about 1984 overreach. This is insane. Everybody should be screaming bloody murder about this kind of shit. And if there's one bill like this, you can bet there are 10 others right behind it. Congress works for the oligarchs, works for the Kamala Harris depopulation. Oh, Kamala Harris.
She said that.
She said
it
that
this week.
So,
oh my God. Yeah.
Guys, we need to be aware of this kind of crap. And one more thing. All the traitors that like the Kalinskis and the Van Creeps and the TYTs and the Sam Cedars and Tom Hartman, all those guys, they're in cahoots for whatever reason. They either got brain damage from TDS or they're getting paid. I'm going to say they're getting paid. So this is a big issue. Bill S-1409. Check it yourself. I went to Congress.gov and it's a real thing. I didn't read it. I don't know what it does as far as what this guy said. I didn't have time to vet everything. But what I do see is another tool for illegal, unconstitutional law enforcement that is just totally illegal. Can't do it.
Well,
this is wrong.
Anything Lindsey Graham is fucking backing, is bad.
That guy's
there
a
you go.
psychopath. He's a fucking psychopath. So I think I brought this. We have investigated ourselves and have found ourselves to be innocent. FBI, CIA, DOD.
Yeah,
DOJ.
that's exactly what they do.
That's exactly what they do. There should never, ever be any investigation done by the primary of who's supposed to be investigated. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And
No, they work for the mafioso families that are in control. That's who
Speaking
they work
of
for.
mafia, and I got educated on Mitt Romney this week. I could have swore Mitt Romney was behind or had something to do with the destruction of Toys R Us, but it was Bain Capital, so maybe that's where Indy went over that with me. He said, no, Mitt Romney wasn't in that thing, but I'm still...
He's done lots of other terrible shit.
I still think, but I want to thank Indy for bringing me up to speed to that. And if anybody has any information to the contrary, let me know, because not only does INN want to be right on the record, we want to be right on the record. And when we're wrong, we want to be able to mea culpa about it too, because we're not chicken shit like a lot of these guys are. Anyway, here's Mitt Romney. Chanda, you brought this. What is he?
He loves wieners.
He is a wiener.
Well, as you all know, today is National Hot Dog Day, and perhaps you also know that hot dog is my favorite meat. I love hot dogs. I love them
favorite meat
in buns. I love them outside of buns. I love them with baked beans. I just like hot dogs. It's the best, best meat there is, without question. So to all of you who, like me, are celebrating National Hot Dog Day, congratulations to you, and may there be many, many more hot dogs served in our wonderful land.
Oh, that's such a feel-good commercial for hot dogs.
He likes big buns and he cannot lie.
Oh my God!
Is he getting paid by the pork lobby? I don't know. He must be.
It's always about getting paid. He got paid.
That's got to be the pork lobby that put him out there.
Yeah, it's got to be that mystery meat. Pour it in a big trowel it together and squeeze it out.
Hey, I'm poor. That's all we can afford to eat is mystery meat.
Be careful with that. Anyway, I want a little reminder here of Barack Obama. Probably one of the worst presidents in history as far as corruption goes, next to Bill Clinton.
Turned out that way, didn't it?
Sure did. Obama always makes excuses for the U.S. government's failure to do its part to fight climate change and stop destroying the planet with endless wars. But don't forget this 2018 speech in which Obama boasted of making the U.S. the world's largest oil-producing company, oil while enriching Wall Street. Sorry, I got distracted there. Give this a listen and tell me how much you like this. This is Obama.
You know what? I know we're an oil country, and we need American energy, and by the way, American energy production. You wouldn't always know it, but it went up every year I was president. And that
I don't want to brag.
Suddenly America's like the biggest oil producer and the biggest that was me, people. I just wanted to so
yeah, I did that.
It's a little like sometimes you go to Wall Street,
sociopaths, man.
Yeah,
sociopaths.
Business. I said, have you checked where your stocks were when I came into office, where they are now? What are you talking? What are you complaining about? Just say thank you, please.
Yeah, that's
fuck you, please.
Yeah, fuck you, please. That guy, he's sitting there bragging to a bunch of oil executives. And like, I did that for you. Yes, you did. You sell out, you traitor. You should be in prison with the rest of them. You lying piece of shit.
So gross.
Oh my God.
When you learn to recognize a psychopath, that giggle, that little, they all do it. Bush does it. Fucking Clinton does it.
Is there a reason to celebrate Christmas anymore?
Well, no.
No.
It's all commercialized anyway, so we just commercialize it in the middle of July.
I think we this is from last year, right? We did this one.
I want to say that was our Christmas card from last year. Yeah, that was
our... and I have always enjoyed the holidays growing up as a kid, but now that I have the information that I should have had when I was in my 20s,
right,
it makes it hard. But I think that we're going to continue celebrating holidays in the spirit of what they used to mean
As long as
to
we
us.
have them.
As long as we have them. We know, who knows, we might be celebrating mushroom clouds this Christmas. But anyway, I appreciate all the graphics that have been done over the years. Chanda and Linda have been bringing some great ones.
You know, I don't think it's going to be mushroom clouds, for the record. I think it's going to be a mass financial breakdown. No, I think that banks aren't going to have cash. Food's going to be through the fucking roof because of the inflation, and they seem to just be sucking us fucking dry. I mean, we just keep pulling these billions and billions and billions and billions out of our fucking ads, and none of it's going to our own goddamn country.
Going to the military-industrial complex and paying off other countries.
And it's not coming back. It's not coming back Reaganomic style or Bidenomic style. It's not coming back into our country. It's going out of the country.
It's going out of the country. It's not staying in the country.
BRICS rising up, and now Russia's going to do a gold-backed CBD.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so what are they expecting for America? I mean, it looks very dark and bleak for our future. Stores closing, not being able to afford to go to the stores. They keep telling us there's all these new fucking jobs, but who's getting them? Where are they? You know, why is there so many homeless?
Yeah, they're not. They're not. When you shut down for 2 years and then you have jobs come back, it can't be. These jobs are just filling small voids just to get them through to the election cycle. Honestly, I don't know where the hell they are.
Look at all the unions rising up. Finally, a general strike is where it's always been. That's where I've said forever. You know, we cover electoral politics because we know electoral politics, but I absolutely don't believe electoral politics is going to get us anywhere.
I don't think so.
If we get mere crumbs, if we get that, but normally we just get screwed and exploited.
And I hope we get a chance to talk about the strikes a little bit, but what I do want to talk about, not really, is this right here.
I haven't watched this yet. I turned off the internet for most of the morning. So.
Brother, I'm going to use Cornell. Brother shitlib, fuck yourself, Joe. Gotta credit him because Joe and I think alike. I'm looking at all of his stuff. There are a lot of us out there.
I love Joe's stuff.
Joe, Turncoat Don, same with him. I mean, I could join that club. Just those two guys and me, I'd have a blast with those two.
Case Study QB.
They're just killing it. But anyway, I had to bring these idiots here, especially Kyle Kuklinski with his bullshit. You know, I'd even debate Kyle on this one. I think I'd beat his ass. Because
why would you waste your time though? It's just it's a mental fucking illness.
Yeah,
it's like
the guy's out of his mind. The guy is crazy. He's lost his shit. He's getting paid off to do his shtick for Biden now. He's kicked Marianne to the curb as far as I can tell. So now he's going full on Biden.
Well, I'm sure him and Crystal have a big fat mortgage, and he's got to look like a man now that he's married.
Oh, Crystal can take some of that $40 million she's got and buy that mortgage. Anyway, I made.
Is he a kept man?
Yeah, he's a kept man. Believe me, I got a picture in here showing how kept he is. Anyway, I made this today. I hope you guys enjoy it. It was a quick job, so bear with me. But Chanda, this is you're seeing this for the first time, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Let's check it out. See if you like it.
Far and away, the dumbest shit I've ever heard him say. And for Sam Cedar to chime in and say, I'll debate him, I was watching that like, if he doesn't want to do it, I'll fucking do it. I'll do it. Because that shit is, are you, like, do you have any brain cells left to make that argument? I think it's a huge red flag of a faux populist when you start hearing people like Jimmy Dore making the argument that actually Trump is the lesser of two evils, and he's that is literally less of a fascist. Just to be clear, that is of all the things he said, that is. If you follow the news at all in modern day, you would know for sure that it's factually false, or you do know that and you're lying because you're a narrative humper and you're sticking to your narrative, no matter. Like that's the thing I don't like. He's a narrative humper, and he's a terminal contrarian. So he has his narrative, which is like, actually, Democrats are the bigger evil. And it's like...
That was amazing. I love Baby Vanguard, but Baby Kyle, he's killing it.
He keeps killing it. And he's got I love how he sells his shtick with the voice inflections and everything else. And then has any amount of news that he watches. What fucking news do you watch, Kyle? MSNBS, you idiot.
Morning, Joe.
Your brain cells are leaking out your fucking nose, you snot-nosed little shit.
Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ. This guy's deplorable. I don't know how anybody, and I'll mea culpa. I brought breaking points for 2 goddamn years. And Chanda and Amber
I had a
wanted to
puke bag.
kill me when I brought them on. But that was even when they were kind of talking a little bit about populist issues. But now they're
Right.
full on suck the administration's ass. They're ridiculous. Crystal doesn't look well either. I don't know what's wrong with her.
No,
lately.
she doesn't.
She does
You're
not
right.
look
She's
well.
probably on that Ozempic, that
God,
frickin'
I guess.
drug they're all on.
You brought this one.
Well, did you see this week where Marjorie Taylor Greene brought a photo, a naked photo of Hunter Biden to one of the committee hearings? Yeah, well, they blacked it out, but it was bad. And I mean, she called it out for what it is, but now she's being, this is People magazine, because they are the biggest trash of Hollywood. And yeah, she's being rebuked for doing it. But now they actually want an ethics hearing because she did that. So they want an ethics investigation.
Oh,
on her.
really? And
Yeah.
what about what Hunter did? The president's
Exactly.
son.
It's never about them. It's always about the messenger.
It's the deal. Well, I read this and I thought, Shanda, I'm going to do something special. So I upscaled. I upscaled this.
God.
I upscaled this. So yeah, that's the Hunter Biden picture. That's his son. And you and I both.
We saw that video.
We saw that video. We told you, what was it?
Oh.
2 years ago?
2.5 years ago.
2.5 years ago. We swore at that time that was a legitimate video. And to this day, and I think that we're being proven right. However, there are those out there who don't do that. We're going to get into that a little bit shortly down the road, but we've got this one coming up. What is this?
Well, it's really starting to come out now, right? So she had this hearing. They're really getting into the whole Biden corruption regime and family and the pressure they put on Burisma and China, the payments that they received. But it turns out the FBI's known this shit all along, just like with anything, you know, we couldn't tell if it was Russian disinformation. We had to check it out. So
yeah, whatever.
This is a couple of clips from one of the hearings this week. I think that's what this is.
All right. Well, let's give it a listen to, see if I can get it kicked over. I changed my keyboard, so I want to make sure I hit the right one.
Mr. Vice President, how many times have you ever spoken to your son about his overseas business dealings?
I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings.
And so how do you know?
Here's what I know. I know Trump deserves to be investigated.
Excuse me, there is a photo of you golfing with your son Hunter and his business partner Devin Archer. Do you stand by your statement that you did not discuss any of your son's overseas business?
Yes, I stand by that statement.
He's lying.
They're all lying.
Hunter did want to address Trump's allegations once and for all. No topic was off the table.
I want to get to the heart of it. Did you and your father ever discuss Ukraine?
No. As I said, the only time was after a news account. It
He's
wasn't
got
a discussion
cocaine
in any
nose.
way.
Listen.
There's no but to this. No, we never did.
Your dad said, I hope you know what you're doing.
I hope you know what you're
said,
doing.
I do.
And I said, I do.
The president has said that he never spoke to his son about his overseas business dealings. Is that still the case?
Yes.
Oops.
Yeah, they got caught up this week. Oops.
And you testified that he said that Hunter told his dad, according to Rob Walker, quote, I may be trying to start a company or try to do something with these guys. Now, let me ask you something. That doesn't sound much like Joe Biden was involved in whatever Hunter Biden was doing with the CEFC if Hunter Biden is telling him that he's trying to do business with them, does it?
No, but it does show that he told his father he was trying to do business
And he was
Okay,
talking
well,
to
that is
others
true. Hunter Biden
about the
does
business.
try to do business.
Oops.
That's correct.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
Yeah, listen. We fucked up.
Yeah, they did. They did.
The Republicans are saying they've got a bunch of shit that's going to come out here in the next couple of weeks about the Hunter Biden family. You know, we didn't know anything. We never talked to the big guy about any of this. There's literally, they can trace the payments, where they're coming from, when they were coming. They have all the fucking information.
I hope to the gods they have enough to impeach this son of a bitch right now.
It's his State Department. They're never going to go after him.
I know. This guy.
They need, and you know what it is, and I've been really breaking it down over on my show, Trailer Park Pundit, is you still have the claws and the likes of the Obama crime family along with the Clinton crime family.
Yeah.
They're propping up the Biden crime family because as long as the Biden crime family's in there, they're all fucking safe. And that includes all of their corrupt fucking 3-letter deep state agencies, FBI, CIA, Homeland Security, fucking the State Department. There's so many implemented, and it's been going on for so long now. They got to keep all the balls in the air, and that's what this is. I mean, it's blatantly in our face, the level of corruption of every administration over the last 20 years, and it's just so blatant now. They don't even bother to cover it up. Yeah, so what? So what? I took money from Burisma. So what? I took money from China. So what? But Trump did it. But Trump. I love that. But Trump every fucking time. But Trump.
Yeah, it's insane, and I hope they can. Maybe they're playing a con on us so they can get him in trouble just enough to have him step out of office like Nixon. I'm not a criminal.
We've called it for a long time. Somehow he's got to go. He ain't sticking around.
He's got to go, and some of our sisters and brothers saying, no, they're not going to replace him. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to say that they will replace him one way or another. They're going to replace him, or he's going to get us into a World War III, and then it's going to be game.
Well, they do want a one world global domination, and if they can get rid of a big, huge amount of the population in the United States, and they can take control in a one world type of
or get us on the brink,
governance.
Get us on the brink and make us as a country just throw our constitution away and make a deal like they're doing with this NATO horse shit.
Yes, the NATO horse shit and the WHO.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, we're turning over our sovereignty. To all of these international, they're ran by these
trade
sociopaths.
These treaties and trade
insane.
agreements and everything else. Ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, President Biden tweeted this out, or somebody did for him. Remember when experts said to get inflation under control, we needed lower wages and drive up unemployment? I never bought that. Instead, I focused on getting more Americans into the workforce, fixing our broken supply chains, and lowering costs. And it's working. And here you have Tom Hartman, highly educated author, historian, saying, holy crap, this is pure FDR. Tom Hartman has got brain damage or TDS, or he's getting paid, or he needs to retire. Maybe he's got dementia like Joe. And here is Exhibit A, everybody. Tom Hartman. Now, Kate brought this. She gave this to me this week, and I was blown the hell away.
I was spitting mad when I was watching this.
I can't
so
believe
mad.
This isn't word salad. This is vomit that's been vomited up several times.
Where does he even come up with this
Where
stuff?
does
Does
he
he have any receipts to back any of the shit he's saying up?
No, there's nothing there's no links under this video that show anything. He just spews about this going on. He's totally full of shit. You guys are going to hate this, but this exposes once and for all Tom Hartman, who I used to listen to all the time.
Me too.
I thought
I read
this
so
guy
many of
had
his
his
books.
shit together.
Oh my gosh.
I've got books on the shelf back here from that guy. But he's gone down the rabbit hole, and maybe he's doing drugs, Chanda. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but here we go.
Pharmaceutical drugs.
It has to be. He's out of his
laptop
mind.
Looks increasingly like this thing is a scam. By the way, Louise also posted a link to Powell's on Facebook, if you want to check that out on our Facebook page. That Hunter Biden's laptop actually wasn't Hunter Biden's laptop. it was a laptop that had a bunch of Hunter Biden's data on it. And we know from, people who have looked at it, even Republicans who have looked at it, that the data has clearly been modified and tweaked, and somebody's been in there, right? But it turns out that around the time, this was shortly after Hillary Clinton got hacked and after the DNC got hacked, Hunter Biden went into rehab, and during that time, he had no access to his electronic devices. Yet, while he was in rehab, the password and phone numbers associated to his iCloud account were changed. And then an app called Hunter that can send email on someone else's behalf was installed. And then the emails and phone numbers associated with his account were again changed. And then once they got access to his iCloud account, they asked for a full copy of everything on it, downloaded all that, reset the password on his iCloud account, and then went back into, downloaded all of his Apple Store purchases, signed into another one of his accounts with a burner phone, restored the prior trusted phone number finally, and added software that could record calls to his phone, and then started erasing and then locked a laptop onto which they had downloaded all this stuff off of iCloud.
Jesus Christ.
And that laptop appears to be the laptop that showed up in this New Jersey computer store with the blind computer repair guy that he turned over to Rudy Giuliani. Now, how did he know to give it to Giuliani, or how did Giuliani know to go to ask him for it? Well, the evidence is not totally clear. Hunter wrote a great piece about this over on Daily Kos that I strongly recommend you check out. But it sure looks to me like this is another Russian.
Oh, it makes me so sick, Oz. I mean, even if it's true, even if everything he says is true, that somebody hacked Hunter's cloud while he was in rehab and put this onto a computer in order to get it out to the fucking public, I don't care. I don't fucking care. It's still true. It's still, Hunter still did those things. He still recorded those things. There's still the records.
Still doing the thing.
Yeah. There's still the conversations about the business dealings with his dad. I mean, it's true.
I don't usually call somebody so educated as Hartman. I went to college, okay? But Hartman, he's a highly educated guy. But for him to cite a Hunter article on the Daily Kos, Marcos Melitas, one of the biggest shills for the Democrats, as some sort of definitive proof that this is what happened. The guy's lost his mind. We know he has TDS because every third word out of his mouth is Trump, like the rest of these shills. But Tom Hartman, clinically, we need to have a health safety check on him. His mind is gone.
Somebody check on
it
him.
is totally gone. I will never.
Well, and there's so many, and I got to say, it's a boomer thing, Oz. All the boomers that I know that were hardcore liberals that just watch MSNBC and Morning Joe, this is the same shit they regurgitate. No matter how much you tell them that they're wrong, they just go, no, you're just a Trumper, you're right-winger.
That's where they get their news. Which isn't news. It's it's paid propaganda by the sponsors.
It's so bad.
Raytheon, Pfizer, Boeing, the fossil fuel industry. Of course they're going to say what they want to hear. What do you got here? Is this going to piss me off too?
Go ahead and skip this one. No, we're going to skip this one, but for time, because we're getting a little, we need to go. Still got a lot to go.
All right.
I want to call out our super chats real fast, though. Dr. Nick Rivera says, is it weird that it's the Biden kid that F's up and is nailed to the cross on corruption and not Eric Trump? I mean, I don't think that Eric Trump has done the extreme that Biden has, and he sure in the fuck didn't record it and put it out there for the world to see. I won't argue with you that the nepotism and the Trump kids were fucking disgusting during his administration. They all had their hands in the pot, and who knows how much they walked out with. But I think there was a lot more scrutiny on them. So if they had been doing shit other than...
They would have got him,
Yeah, they would have got him because they're looking for any little fucking thing to take that family down.
No,
so I would think if they had leverage, that is a good question, though. I think if they had leverage, they would have used it.
I would say that having ties to an energy company over in Ukraine, where it's been floated that several
And
million
China.
dollars have been paid to the son of the vice president of the United States. Yeah, I would say that has some teeth too, but there's nothing wrong with the question. You got another one you need to call, or?
I know, just call it out, Becca C. Thank you so much for the super sticker. It was super cute.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Becca. Always kind. Always. I want to point out this. This is Kyle Kalinske and Crystal Ball up here. Yeah, she runs him. And she needs to put that rubber ball in his mouth so he quits talking, and that would make that picture complete.
Gag his ass.
Gag his ass, because
Costing you money, honey.
The more he opens his mouth, the more they just sink deeper and deeper and deeper. They are worthless. And those of you that are over at Breaking Points, you have my sympathies. I am a recovering Breaking Points person, the hill, whatever.
I'm so glad you're reformed. Those were rough days.
It was a rough day. But like I said, they used to talk more populist before they started their own thing, and then it all went downhill the closer the election got. This is a good point. If you believe in electoralism, electoral politics, the 176,932 million people better start to give a shit if you think it's going to make a difference. I hope you give a shit anyway. So that's what I'm saying, because I still don't believe those numbers on the red or the blue either. By the way,
I don't remember. I don't believe any numbers I'm told anymore.
I do not believe.
I know the numbers that my eyes see. The number of homeless, the lady sleeping on the sidewalk in front of my local rural Safeway.
The cost of orange juice.
I never thought I'd see. Yeah, the cost of orange juice. Those are the numbers that I believe.
Yeah. Inflation is not going down. Our gas here is still well over $5.
Yeah,
in
$5.
Washington State.
$5
And granted, we have the
gallon.
highest gas prices in the country, I think, Chanda.
But we do. It sucks.
Perpetual shadow ban. Once again, getting murdered in the replies. The ratio Jimmy has inflicted on you is a thread is glorious. At this point, you're just a lamer version of Rob Reiner. Breaking news. The people don't believe our bullshit anymore. You know what? I quit believing your bullshit about 3 years ago, asshole. So
this was one of the slides I modified in the afternoon today. I had to bring over the TYT planet.
I'm glad you did. That's that needed that.
That was fun to watch. I gotta say that was a fun feed or the thread to go through.
Yeah, no, you did a good job. I love that TY. Did I make that? I think I made it.
You made that years ago. I found it on a deck somewhere and pulled it.
I think I did. Let me see where we're at here. We're moving right along. You've got Rusty Rockets coming up here in a second. What is this?
Well, this is kind of a whole segment. So, okay, look at his inappropriateness with Tulsi. I came across this picture and I was like, oh, poor Tulsi. Like,
God, his breath in her face.
His breath in her face. And, she looks almost a little shocked, and Hunter's staring at it. I just thought, wow, this is a crazy picture. And President Obama holds the world record for the most children killed by a Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Yeah, the droner in chief killed more civilians and children than I don't know what his stats now are today. So, but no, I think I'm gonna come up with a new thing to say. The sniffer in chief there is trying to cop a sniff off of Tulsi. I think that's what he's trying to do.
Okay, so he's very inappropriate behind the scenes, and now this is a problem. I worked in nursing homes. I worked especially in Alzheimer's wards. Most of you guys know that in one of my lifetimes, because I've had 1,000. And they get sundowners. And part of that is they're very temperamental. They're very combative and aggressive. And they get stuck in these weird loops. And that's what's happening with Biden behind the scene. And it's just a fucking nightmare to be one of his aides. And that's a report that came out this week. And this is Russell talking about it. I think he breaks down the article.
Okay, here we go. Let's hear from Russell.
What is that? I hear something like playing in the
That's Dharma.
Oh, hi, Dharma.
Say what you like about Joe Biden. I know you will in the comments. But at least he's a lovely, cuddly, soppy old granddad. Not a vicious, swearing old...
Yeah, that's better.
Actually, he is. Hello there, you 6.5 million Awakening Wonders. Thanks for joining us on our myriad, wandering, mutual, fractal path towards truth and freedom. Here we are, apparently individual, moving to the oneness. The great unitive force beneath all reality starts to align right now. Turn on the notification bell and subscribe immediately. It helps us to see those numbers spiraling upwards. It
I
helps
should have
our
cut that part,
accumulative
sorry.
power grow. Now, remember when Joe Biden became president, what a lot of people in the mainstream media said was, oh, any relief, Joe Biden, he's so nice, he's so friendly, look at him. In fact, he recently went on TV to say if anyone in his staff was found being rude or mean or obnoxious, I'll sack you on the spot. Oh, no, it's not this. I'll sack you on the spot. You know, he's like really anti being like a little bit of a bastard. Although in the 70s and 80s, he was plainly proper Larry, all in beige, looking like a baddie from the A-Team, dispatching like abuse and stuff. Well, apparently, the White House staff are all terrified of Joe Biden and have to team up into little gangs to soak up his vitriolic invective. Let's have a look at CNN talking about Joe Biden the baddie. And let me know this. Why are CNN, a mainstream media propagandist unit, talking negatively about Joe Biden? Is it because the Dems are ready to get rid of Biden and replace him with a new person that can stand up to the RFK threat, let alone the Trump, DeSantis, whatever threat? Or is it that they're trying to make him sort of seem like, oh, he's a badass? He's doddering. Doddering's the last thing Joe Biden is. A new report suggests that President Joe Biden is prone to yelling at White House aides behind closed doors and roping them in for angry interrogations. Citing multiple administration officials, the account of Biden's interaction with staff clashes with the media's frequent characterizations of the president as a jovial grandpa that adores soft-serve ice cream and aviator sunglasses. I love this guy. He likes ice cream and sunglasses. We're all scared of the old bastard. Also, that's not a good, image for a president, is it? And now, to lead the world's most powerful nation, this guy in sunglasses. This is delicious! We're wondering whether or not to have a proxy war with Russia. Can I get strawberry? Hidden from public view, Biden allegedly has such a quick trigger temper that some White House aides try to avoid meeting him one-on-one. Always a good sign. Some take a colleague almost as a shield against a solo blast, according to a current and former Biden aide. You have to use Jason Bourne-style human shield tactics to go and talk to him. But why? Because in case ice cream gets spilled on you. Biden's dressing down of staff often includes profane condemnation, including phrases such as, it's funny because they list his catchphrases. God damn it, how the fuck don't you know this? Don't fucking bullshit me and get the fuck out of it. Here he is, your favorite ice cream eating, friendly, sunglasses wearing president with his catchphrases. It's Joe Biden. Hey, get the fuck out of here. Don't bullshit me. I'll fuck you down your seat pipe, you shit of a gun.
You want me to just punch the next one through?
Yeah, go ahead and just punch the next one.
All right, here we go. If I can get it to punch.
Yeah. Hit play.
Sometimes administration officials who are used to the overly descriptive speaking of elite schools. Now, you may have learned a lot of fancy words at Harvard, like democracy and respect. But here, you're gonna learn words like shit, fuck, and pig dick. Now give me some ice cream, you shit, fuck, pig dick. I've never felt more respected. Sometimes administration officials who are used to the overly descriptive speaking of elite schools struggle to begin speaking Biden. I was trying to get him like he's some sort of blue-collar street guy. He's not a blue-collar street guy, he's a career politician. The special skill requires aides to ditch their wonky language. Sir, we are deeply concerned that the counteroffensive against Russia is going badly. Listen, Poindexter, speak to me in a language that I understand. It's a motherfucking cluster bomb over there, quick snot, bitch! And speak as if they were talking to a close family member outside the DC bureaucratic bubble. It can take years to learn to navigate his moodiness. Fucking hell, how long have you got? He's been alive for 100,000 years. And anticipate what information he's going to ask for in a briefing. Sir, we're here to talk to you about economic decline, the decay of American cities, and the militarization of the police force. Oh, you think so, do you, Poindexter? You think so, do you, pig dick?
Behind closed doors, he's prone to yelling. It's much saltier language, and he'll really angrily grill into his staff to the point that some staffers are actually a bit afraid to meet alone with the president.
Really?
Sometimes they'll bring in an extra person or two in order so that the firing line is a little bit distributed among several different staffers. So we even talked to staff that went back to the early 2000s. And the fact is that You know, this is a guy that has been professionally staffed for more than half of his life.
It's a bit like when Joe Rogan talks about movie stars and the conduct of, say, Will Smith. I don't know if you've seen Joe Rogan talk about that stuff. Let me know in the comments.
He was getting away with it as if he was living in a fictional movie.
If you have a leadership class that are totally detached from reality, that don't have memories of growing up in normal communities, except for all them weird corn pop stories, who have had staff their whole life, who don't know what it's like to be short of money, that don't know what it's like to suffer, to face serious... I know Joe Biden's had some serious stuff go down. He's lost children. He's had heavy stuff happen. But evidently, this report shows that we have an elite establishment that are detached from our values and the way that we understand reality. I've had money and I've not had money, so I'm not claiming that I'm free from comparable dilemmas. But I'm saying this person is in charge of the country, and a big part of his appeal was supposed to be, this is a return to business as usual. Good old-fashioned American values, as exemplified by good old friendly Uncle Joe.
Yep, he's really, really tough on staff, and he already had that, as he calls, you know, get his Irish up. He already had that Irish temper.
We'll blame the whole of Ireland for this.
You know, really lay into people, and in some cases, you know, make them feel humiliated, make them feel embarrassed, and really feel like, and truly be.
Should have had Amy Klobuchar as vice president. That way they could beat the hell out of the staff together, right?
Well, that's the reality. And if you think about it, this is the way Joe Biden's been his whole entire career.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's
Spoiled,
been in there
pampered.
so fucking long.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's why I absolutely believe Tara Reid, and he has treated his staff this way. And when you get that sundowners and you get into that mode of, you know, you're going with slipping, right? You fall back on the meanness. And I swear to God, I've lived it in real life in the nursing homes. And I know exactly how he's treating the staff. And that's probably so scary for the staff, especially the younger aides that, oh, I got a job at the White House and the whole family's proud of them. And they're fucking miserable working for the Biden administration.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Comrade Misty Putin. He's just mad he never got his hands on two. Absolutely. This goblin, this 75-year-old goblin, I'm being ageist here, I can. This goblin has no business being anywhere in media, on shows, giving opinions. No. He was horrible back in the 90s, and he's horrible now. He's a rude piece of shit. And I want to point out this little one down here, Douchebagistan, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Douchebagistan.
And you brought these, this propaganda tweet was paid for by the Democratic Party. This is no longer the U.S. Capitol building. It's the new Ukrainian National Bank. No shit.
Absolutely.
No shit. Is this true? Is this true?
RFK Jr. replaces Trump as Russia's favorite candidate.
Is this true?
Go on.
Oh, I don't know.
It
Maybe.
depends on who you talk to. I want to shout out the rock band Super Rays real fast before I forget about them. Victory Jen, serving up some pure fire tonight.
Hey,
thank you. I thank you, Vic. And Anna Maris, real U.S. working life, getting a 2% raise in a world that charges me 20 to 30% more for everything equals 18 through 28% diminution. Exactly.
I heard a statistic the other day that food prices have gone up 74% in the last 2 years.
It's insane. I can't afford to eat. We eat one meal a day now, and we're lucky when we get that, right?
Yeah.
I know we do.
I know. It's crazy. You brought an RFK. Is this going to piss me off too?
This is his new campaign ad, so I don't know. You tell me.
Okay. All right. Let's give it a listen. I know
it's in 4K, obviously.
I know you bring this stuff to piss me off, so here we go.
Get fired up.
I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr. here. Our movement to reclaim our democracy is growing exponentially. But when people ask me how this movement is going to survive the wall-to-wall hostility from the legacy media, from the corporate media, my answer is always the same. It's you. You have your own social media accounts, you have your own networks, you have your own communities, and collectively, we have a broader reach than anything that the legacy media could ever dream about. That's why I'm asking you to become a defender of democracy today. Our DOD will be a new kind of grassroots media network powered by you. We're going to provide you with weekly videos filled with solutions to the world's most pressing issues. By sharing those videos on all your social media sites, you will become an instrument of real change. Every time you share a video, you'll be able to include your own personal Kennedy link, so you'll be able to tell how many new supporters you're bringing into the Kennedy campaign. And I'll be recognizing our top defenders with everything from Kennedy gear to a day of falconry with me and my family, or a day of sailing at the Kennedy copped out in Hyannis.
Oh, that's really relatable.
Oh my God.
That's relatable.
Oh my God.
Big mistake, brother.
Kennedy24.com/DOD and sign up to become a defender of democracy today.
I want to go to Hyannisport and fly Falcons and sail.
What? Who's he talking to?
Falconry. Who is he talking to? What?
Oh my God, dude.
But I'm gonna share, see what I can win.
Oh
Because
my
apparently we win
God.
prizes if we support RFK Jr.
Get that Kennedy gear while it's hot, everybody, because it's going to be for sale here in a few months.
Hyannisport. Yeah. They got some hyanuses.
I thought this was a great graphic here because you know how much I love President Obama.
Oh God, yeah.
DNC corrupt, absolutely, and she's still around. Secretary of State corrupt, DOJ corrupt, IRS corrupt, FBI corrupt. Every strand in this web of corruption leads to the same spider. And you know what? There's one for the Republicans, too. So
right. No,
so
exactly.
Don't get too comfy in your skin there, Republicans, because I got Kristen Sinema coming for you. Shandy, you
It's a Barbenheimer. Of course, the two biggest movies of the summer are trying to compete, which is Oppenheimer. Oh, yes, let's glorify Operation Paperclip. And Kristen Sinema had to throw down because, you know, she thinks she's the hottest thing to ever walk the earth. But Pence, I like his one ticket to Barbie, please.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, Will Jordan, critical drinker. If anybody didn't know his real name, it's Will Jordan.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to watch that. I sent it to you, but I never watched it.
Oh, he eviscerates it. And,
Good.
And I was wondering why they were keeping the script or the byline for the show so quiet. And you got to watch that. Not the Barbie movie, but his byline. We've got another throwback Christmas. This is from 2 years ago, right?
I don't know. A while ago.
It was a while ago, but that's Amber, Linda, and Chanda.
You're in it too.
Where am I? Am I in this?
You'll see.
I don't think I'm in this one. This is a shortcut. This is a GIF. I'm almost. Oh my God, you're right.
There you are.
There I am. Oh my God.
That was a little creepy.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm a creepy guy. I guess.
Not you. The face is sliding down.
Yeah, I know.
You've gotten better with your reface.
We're getting there. Linda did correct this. Don't you look good there with the snow falling behind you?
Aw,
she worked her buns off to get that just right, just for you.
Thank you, Linda.
Yes, that's really great. And I have to say, you know what? If I was going to become something that wasn't so capitalist, it'd probably have to be Santa Claus because it's just too capitalist. But I played Santa Claus before.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed it. You know,
I get it.
It was fun. You know,
It's about the feeling, the season, right?
Feeling. Now you brought a statistic here that I didn't know.
Yes, I found this on our YouTube analytics the other day when I logged in. We've had 30,000 hours of watch time. We've had 75,000 clicks, over 75,000 clicks. So Thank you for supporting our work all these years. And it just makes me wonder where we would be if we weren't shadow banned.
Yeah, I mean, that algorithm is not kind to us and our sisters and brothers.
Oh, hell no.
Of course, we take a different tack on everything. We're here for entertainment and information. We're not just bringing you the raw data that our sisters and brothers work their butts off to get to you every day. But we hope you enjoy this break. Go ahead.
This next story is going to probably break some Fox News lovers' hearts. Turns out that they're giving money to Satanists too. They're all giving money to Satanists. So breaking, Fox News whistleblower reveals company's donations to far-left satanic organizations,
oh my God,
including After School Satan.
After School Satan. How nice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
It's not just the liberals. I think you brought this next one.
Did I?
Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's Chris Hedges, I'm assuming.
Let's skip it.
Okay, let's skip it. But he is a water boy. Bernie is a water boy.
Absolutely a water boy. We're going to skip that. We've got Bidenomics summed up in one image. I agree with that, don't you, Chanda? Bernie or Oz Beetlejuice says nice model. So Oz
nice
Beetlejuice
model.
What is this?
Jilly sent me this. This is fashion.
Okay. Let's go with Jilly's fashion. Thank you, Jilly. Should I thank her now or wait?
You'll laugh.
Okay. Oh my. What the hell is that?
Well, we used to call them condoms back where I came from.
What?
Shoulder pads are back. Yay. I love some good shoulder pads.
Oh, I love that one. I want that. I want that.
You got a mop. It's easy cleanup.
That's like one of those Chinese handcuff thingies, isn't it?
I'd be afraid to suffocate in there.
I think
people
you can
die that way.
No, those things, you can find those on those porn sites. They sell
This
that.
is voodoo. I agree. This is voodoo.
Oh my God, what is?
Oh, she's got her own handlebars.
Those cell phones are out of date, by the way.
Yeah, it doesn't get any service.
Oh, you got the kiddie pool there. That's handy.
Kiddie pool.
Oh,
That's creative. That's taken a lot
creative?
of creation.
That's creative.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We got another one, right? Do we have another one? We have another one, right?
I don't know what the next one is.
I think
Oh, this one too. I've been meaning to rake on these for a while. This is actually a fucking competition. I think we've made fun of it before where grown-ass people jump around on what I don't even know what they're called. Horsey sticks? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I know what this is. I've seen this, yeah. This is the Hobby Horse Championships.
Yeah, the Hobby Horse.
Going to
Bei
the
den
Olympics.
Finnish Hobby Horse Championships gab es viele verschiedene Prüfungen auf 6 Plätzen in diesem Jahr.
God, if I was ready for this, I could give the narrative. As she struts down the aisle with her hobby horse extended 14 centimeters away from her chest. Perfect style, perfect balance. Look at the tiptoes there through those Goodwill store shoes.
Yes, yeah, I gotta have the
Oh my God,
arch.
she jumped. They're jumping. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is going to be at the Olympics, the next Olympics.
Please, someone shoot me if I do that. Oh my
We're
gosh,
doomed.
it's so
we
bad.
are doomed. We're doomed. We're doomed.
Yeah,
We're
I've been
doomed.
meaning to make fun of that one for a while because I think that they're trying to push that one into the Olympics.
This is. I did not vet this, but it sounds about right. Joe Biden, Vladimir Putin. Joe Biden supported the Iraq War. Putin opposed the Iraq War. Biden armed ISIS in Syria. Putin destroyed ISIS in Syria. Biden armed Al Qaeda in Syria. Putin destroyed Al Qaeda in Syria. Supported destruction in Libya. Putin opposed destruction of Libya. Biden armed neo-Nazis in Ukraine. That's the truth. Destroyed Nazis and keeps doing it. Supports nuclear first strike. Opposes nuclear first strike. Who are you more comfortable with in that picture?
I know, right?
Yeah,
You're just a Putin puppet.
People will call it, oh, you're not a patriot. You're a Putin
You
puppet.
right-wing Putin puppet.
Here we go. Here we go with CNN cream of bullshit. This is going to be...
So this is how CNN covered the RFK Jr. censorship hearing. It's gross. It's super gross. I warn you.
Okay. I've been warned. Here we go.
Right now on Capitol Hill, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is continuing to testify before a House committee there. It's a hearing about alleged government censorship. Democrats have actually urged Republican leaders to disinvite him to this hearing over his documented history pushing dangerous conspiracy theories. Just this week, he was rebuked by his own family for pushing an unfounded conspiracy theory that COVID was actually targeted to hit certain ethnic groups while sparing Jewish and Chinese people. In his opening remarks this morning, he insisted he's never been racist, anti-Semitic, or anti-vaccine.
I've never been anti-vaccine, but everybody in this room probably believes that I have.
Look at Dennis.
Because that's the prevailing narrative.
CNN's Daniel Dale has been watching
Well,
this
they gave him a
hearing
good
for us and
soundbite
checking
there,
facts
right?
on it. Daniel,
All
what
4
are the
seconds.
facts here?
So Mr. Kennedy says he's not anti-vaccine because he just wants safe vaccines, to which anyone who has followed his public remarks should respond, come on. Kennedy has spent much of his recent public life attacking safe vaccines, basically calling them unsafe, and in addition to that, Kate, falsely linking vaccines to all kinds of diseases that actually have nothing to do with vaccines. I could cite dozens of examples. He has maybe most famously insisted on a connection between vaccines and autism. There was zero basis for this claim, but he's done it for years. You probably heard him basically attack the safety of the very safe COVID-19 vaccines. He's made numerous false claims. I won't repeat about the extent to which vaccines are tested, and that is far from all. He is deep down the anti-vax rabbit hole. He's made all sorts of obscure claims you probably will never have seen yourself unless you are immersed in that world. For example, he's been saying this spring and summer that there is strong evidence that the 1918 flu pandemic was not actually a flu, that it was caused by vaccine research. This is out-and-out nonsense that has circulated in long ago debunked Facebook, Instagram memes. The flu pandemic was indeed a flu pandemic. There was no vaccine research that could have even possibly caused it. He also claimed at a recent public event
that's not true at all. Lying little twit.
He's twisting it from a vaccine program. That claim too has been thoroughly discredited. So what do you call someone like Mr. Kennedy who devotes their time, energy, public remarks to promoting entirely fake claims about vaccines killing people in all manner of ways? I think anti-vax is a fair.
So, one of
he's a little shit.
One of CNN's main sponsors is. Can you guess who their main sponsor is at CNN? One of them.
Pfizer.
Well, that guy kept his job. What do we got?
Yeah, he did.
We got Joe here. Cream of bullshit.
So
Fox.
this is cream of bullshit. Fox. This is kind of a long cut, but I couldn't cut it any smaller without getting the gist of the information. There's a push to go after the Bidens. And Fox is the only thing reporting about it.
Okay. Well, good luck with that. I hope they get him.
Right.
Lock him up.
They're going to get him.
Okay. Let's go over the top 10 findings that you put up on your website. Let me ask Matt Whitaker about it. Let's go over some of them anyway. And Burisma Holdings hired Hunter to have his father protect the company. That has been revealed. Burisma feared Shokin's probe would stop its efforts to get publicly traded in the U.S., so there was a lot of money on the line. Burisma knew that Hunter Biden had no experience. They thought he was dumb, and they sought additional counsel. The CHS believed the payments made to the Bidens illicit in nature. Burisma executives, anyway, it's not happening. Anyway, we'll put it up on the screen in a minute, but, there are so many allegations here. I'm trying to understand, Matt, how is it the FBI had all this information for a long period of time and didn't act on any of it? How is it they allowed the statute of limitations to pass? How is it that agents, IRS whistleblower agents, had to come out and tell us the truth and risk their life and career, and an FBI agent had to do the same? How come it took them to expose this truth?
Well, Sean, based on everything we now know, it's very clear to me that the FBI lacked an interest and a curiosity in actually pursuing these criminal investigations, both against Hunter Biden and against Joe Biden. And the question is why? And who decided that there was no curiosity or desire to investigate these to the fullest extent of the law? And, this Shokin firing has always troubled me because of he was investigating Burisma for criminal acts. Joe Biden leverages $1 billion of United States taxpayers' dollars to get him fired, and the investigation against Burisma, who Hunter Biden is very closely associated with, goes away. I mean, that in and of itself should make the FBI want to get to the bottom of this and run it to ground. But as John describes, they just decided not to. And I think that is that's beyond malpractice when it comes to criminal investigations.
All right, let me go over this with you, Greg Jarrett, and let's talk about the legal aspects. So Burisma hires Hunter to have his father protect the company. Burisma feared that the prosecutor's probe would stop the efforts to get publicly traded in the U.S. That's a lot of money. They're paying a fortune to Hunter. They know Hunter's dumb and has no experience. The CHS believed the payments made to the Bidens were illicit in nature. Burisma executives believed they were coerced into paying and hiring Hunter. Zolochevsky bragged that he had covered his tracks on the Biden payments. The FBI received a lead involving cryptocurrency. The FBI knew that Joe's associates called him the big guy. The FBI began receiving information on the Bidens as early as 2017. Can you explain what's going on at the Department of Justice and the FBI?
Corruption, cover-up, protection racket. You know, we've reported, Sean, for years that Joe Biden's infamous brag in which he threatened Ukraine into firing the prosecutor investigating Burisma looked very much like bribery and extortion because Hunter Biden was on the company's payroll pocketing millions for doing nothing except exerting his father's influence. Now, whether Joe received any of the cash payments, that's irrelevant under the law. It's a crime to use your public office as vice president to confer a benefit on a foreign government, $1 billion in financial aid, in exchange for something of value to your family.
Yep,
money.
sure the hell
it's
is.
Called bribery, conspiracy, violation
Yep.
of the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. And take a look at that term coercion in the 1023 form. That supports extortion. But that's not all. We also know that the money paid was funneled through a complex web of shell companies. Well, that smacks of money laundering, tax fraud, not to mention racketeering. So the question is, were the Bidens selling out their country? Well, it sure looks like it.
You know,
It sure does look like it.
I usually don't go along with Fox, but that particular
Right?
story I have to kind of agree with, considering the evidence so
These
far.
are all points that we already knew about, that we've been reporting about, that we were screaming about way before Hunter or before Joe was elected, right? We knew about the Burisma connection. We knew about what looked like a bribery when they pushed the phone recordings of him saying, "You get rid of that fucking DA right now," you know.
Yeah.
It's extortion.
Yeah, and then you've got an MSNBS, and this is another Biden one, of course, from MSNBS.
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, here we go.
That's their
What
guy.
I'm about to show you is from 2020,
Oh,
but
her.
this week it reemerged without
her.
context.
Alex.
Around with us. If you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
If you F with us, we're going to do things to you that have never been done before. Now, the audio is from an interview Donald Trump did with the late conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh. The two men were discussing
Context.
Iran.
No
but
context.
Today, it was reposted on Truth Social by Donald Trump. Joining me now to discuss is Faz Shakir, former campaign manager and senior
Faz
advisor to
Shakir.
Bernie Sanders, as well as the founder of A More Perfect Union.
Yeah, I brought
Faz,
it for
it's
this
great to
guy.
see you.
Oh my
What a
God!
D-bag.
Talk about
He's a weasel.
presidential
He is a
campaign
weasel
before,
and a
Bernie
liar.
Sanders.
He was Bernie Sanders' campaign
really
manager
I
for
know.
a while.
Isn't he the one that tanned and punched?
Very specific
Yeah, I think so.
intent of this repost from Trump, which is to strike fear in the hearts of people who would potentially be detractors, investigators, or opponents, right? If you're a 2024 presidential candidate in this race, what do you do with an ad like that? What, like, and you like, it's incumbent upon you to respond to it.
Well, I don't know if it is. I'm going to argue that Trump has largely buried himself with a lot of independent and moderate and progressive people all across America. And he continues to dig holes. He's rallying in the course of his primary a bunch of intense people who like his alphaness. He swings at everybody. He pisses people off, and they get excited about that. If you're Biden, you're letting him mark his territory. Go for it. That's your 30, 40%. Great. It ain't a majority in this country. And so you say, I have a different ethical code. I don't get dragged down into nonsense and garbage like this. But with that, I mean, what Trump knows is that there's a lot of people who are angry and upset in America, and he's trying to capitalize on that. If you're angry and upset, know that I'm angry and upset.
Yeah.
And I do think there's a message for Biden to make sure that while he's governing appropriately, there are moments of anger and upset too. He's trying to change this government to work for you.
Yeah.
Can't forget that part.
This guy's an idiot. And that's the same bullshit advice he gave Bernie. And look where it got Bernie.
Yeah, look where it got us too.
Exactly.
Look where it got us. He's part of the problem. He's part of the machine. The
Yeah,
Clinton,
he was. Exactly.
Clinton-Obama machine that is trying to drag this country to hell.
It was funny when Near Tandon punched him.
Yeah, I know. I wish we had that. Do we have that?
We used to have that video somewhere.
We've got a yum yum. Linda brought us a
Yum
yum yum. No, it's Would You Rather. I'm sorry.
Would you
Forgive me.
rather? Yeah.
Would you rather? They're all looking so good, Linda. I just, here we go.
Our special Christmas in July poser asks you to pick between having notorious tightwad Ebenezer Scrooge as your boss or having lovable goofball Clark Griswold as your dad. At first I thought I'd pick Clark as my dad, but the thought of having Griswold genes is scarier than the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future put together. Besides, Scrooge has his epiphany at the end and loosens the purse strings. I'd probably work for Scrooge after his final dream sequence.
I have to agree. I think you got it on. You're right, Linda. I would probably do that after the final work.
Not me. I would choose the Griswold family.
Of course you would.
I
Of
think
course
Clark
you
is lovable, and to live in a real house with actual foundations and a roof, that was the dream as a kid.
Actually, I think I'd want to be his character in Funny Farm. That was a good movie.
Yeah,
I really
that was.
enjoyed that.
It really was.
Tiffany Justice says, remember when they shut us in our houses and wouldn't let us go to the beach or the playground, and they tried to convince our kids that their breath was toxic and might kill their teachers? I do.
Yep.
Never again. Well, Walter Bragman says, no, you don't, because this never happened. Well, Sister Jax Page said beaches were closed in Oregon and you could be arrested for going out on them. Playgrounds were taped off for months. Bragman is lying to rewrite history and tell me what I experienced didn't happen.
Yep.
If we don't own up to the mistakes, this will happen again, I guarantee you. Absolutely, Sister Jax, it will. And although, you know, some of these restrictions weren't in all the states, they were around the country. I suggest to Walter Bragman he get out more. Oh, I'm sorry, he was supposed to be locked down. Never mind.
Yeah, in his gated community, nothing changed.
Yeah, that guy's a real piece of work. I gotta tell you, he is terrible. We have, this is a yum yum, right? This is
The War on
this is a
Christmas.
yum yum. Here we go. Yum yum.
The War on Christmas was started by Puritans. In 1659, the Puritans in Boston banned Christmas because there was no mention of the holiday in the Bible, and the celebrations were known to be boisterous. The ban was lifted in 1681, but celebrating Christmas didn't come into vogue again in Boston until the mid-19th century. Ironically, it was the release of Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol in 1843 that introduced its greeting of Merry Christmas into popularity. Some modern Christians may proudly claim, "We don't say Happy Holidays, we say Merry Christmas," as if they're quoting scripture. Let's remind them Merry Christmas comes from a work of fiction, just not the one they think it does. Maybe we could warn them against taking Tiny Tim's name in vain, too, just in case A Christmas Carol really is the holy book.
Thank you, Lynn. Nailed it.
That was funny.
Great,
That was funny.
Great reface. Great reface. And I'm going to blow through a couple of these memes real quick. At least it's not Trump with the
At
boot
least.
on you. And there is Boomer Chanda and Boomer Oz having turkey. I don't think I
Aw.
can eat turkey anymore. Wish you were here for Christmas.
Who invited Zac Efron?
I don't know. I don't know. Poor Zach. Poor Zach. I had one of these, Chanda. Did you have one of these?
No, I don't
Frosty
even
the
know what
Snowman?
it is.
You know,
oh yeah, these were snow cone makers.
Yes,
I always
they were
wanted
snow
one.
cone
We
makers.
were too poor for them.
And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what? They made the damn tiniest snow cones, and the syrup tasted
Aw.
like shit. I got burnt out on them. The concept was great, but they were like way too small. And
No, we had easy bakes.
We have Now and Then. You brought this, right?
Now and then, yeah, me trying to get out of bed every morning. It's time for the physical challenge, and they really put a Discman with an auto skip system in a museum already. I don't think I've ever felt older in my life.
Yeah, think how I feel with a cassette deck. I mean, it's crazy.
8-track.
Yeah. And The Land of Claus. That's some artwork from our
Claus.
last one. It's Stoner Corner time.
Stoner Corner, my wife, you bought a whole ounce of weed. That should last you months. And let's see, what do I got there? That's Pickle Rick. I actually have a Pickle Rick. And Doctor, you only have 1 hour left to live. Me. Yeah, I'm definitely going out stoned. How many of you smoke with your adult children? I know some people are judgmental, and yeah, I do. But you know, I look at it as the same as having a beer with them, so I don't judge.
That Pickle Rick looks scary.
The Pickle Rick, I have it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I have one.
And this
is cute.
This is my favorite one. I've got a soft spot in my heart for Peanuts, and I will always will. Thank you very much. It's time for Hollywood. Go fuck yourself. We don't have time to get into the nuances of the strike.
Yeah, I'm not. You don't even have to play the video. Just there's a video out. I'll play it on Monday for Trailer Park Pundit morning.
So you want to play Jamie Foxx, right?
No, we can skip it.
Okay.
Well, he's better. I mean, we've talked about him. There's a video out, but you can join me Monday and we'll play it because it's like a 3-minute video, and I know we're running super late tonight.
Okay,
so.
David Duchovny, and I knew this about this. Do you want me to read it, or do you want to read it?
David Duchovny sued Fox because they sold the X-File reruns to a Fox-owned station in a sweetheart deal rather than on the open market, scamming him and other participants out of potential millions. Studios will try to get away with anything. The fact that Duchovny had to sue for his fair share is all the proof you need to know that the protocol for this is bullshit. There is no amount of fame or influence, no contribution to a show's success that would make the studios do right by you unless forced. And yeah, fuck Hollywood.
Yeah, fuck Hollywood. And you brought
James Cameron. James Cameron, I warned you. I told you so. That's what the Terminator was about, but you didn't fucking listen.
Did he really say that?
Yeah. He said, I told the submarine people they were stupid too. Like, he's out there doing interviews all the time.
Well, he would know. He would know on the submarine.
Well,
especially.
yeah, right. He's like, I told those guys they couldn't do this. Let's see. Indiana Jones and the Nursing Home of Peril. Yeah.
What a terrible way for him to go out. Jesus Christ.
God. Oh, well, he's got Callista. He's okay.
Yeah.
And, this was a cop, just somebody posted this. I don't think that on a press tour, she's using her Australian accent. And if that lets anyone know she's a good actress or something because of her American English sounds fine. Is she here on a work visa? She lives and works in Hollywood. And that's where she gets her massive income. Drop the accent.
Oh.
What the fuck is wrong with people? She's Australian. Of course, she has an Australian accent.
And Fee says.
So Congressman Rashida Tlaib says Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad is a war criminal. And I introduced the Justice for Syrians resolution with Representative Ilhan to hold Assad accountable for the crimes against humanity. It's time for the Syrian people to have justice. And Fee says the U.S. is stealing Syrians' oil, backed and continued to aid and fund radicals, head-cutting terrorists against the Syrian population after failing to overthrow the government with a fake chemical attack that blamed on Assad. The victorious war criminal are in your house. The vicious war criminals are in your house.
Out of the park as usual. Fee telling the truth every time.
I love it. Fiery. Yeah, she just brings it.
And we've got the cookbook.
Cookbook. Yeah, cookbook. If you want to help us out, just send your recipe or your idea to any of our email addresses or DM it to us. And yeah, we're going to start getting that together. Amber and I were talking about that this week.
And that will help get you guys to Argentina.
Argentina, yes, we want to go report to you Argentina's elections and show you guys, hey, this is what it looks like in other countries.
Well, that'll be a good adventure, and I know that you'll bring back a lot of great information for us. It has been a flash-by show tonight, and I've enjoyed being back here, and I'm hoping that I can join again next week. If I can't, it's because I just don't have the energy, guys, but I'm going to start being that squeaky wheel at the doctor. So we're going to have to explore. I got the gallbladder out. I had E. coli infection. And what's next? I don't want something to be next. I want to start feeling better.
You've had a rough, like 6 months?
Yeah, it's been terrible. And if this is what happens when you get old, I ain't having it. So
yeah, fuck that shit, man.
Yeah, this is bullshit. So eat your peas, man. Eat your vegetables. And don't
stay healthy.
Stay out of the sugar. So what do we got going this week?
I'm on my regular schedule, so I will see you Monday morning for Trailer Park Pundit. And I got lots of fun things in the works. So yeah, join me this week. That's what I'm doing.
And do you have any changes in your schedule this week by any chance?
I don't know yet. I don't know. Friday maybe. I don't know.
I want to thank everybody for hanging out. We've had a great number of people hang out, and hi to everybody on the Rumble and on the Kick and on the.
I haven't even looked at Rumble. I feel bad. Hey, Rumble, there was people hanging out. Indy was over there. Sure. Hey, Indy.
Hey, Indy.
Chazzy is in King. Okay. Well, hello.
I like that. That's good. That's good. Okay.
It's probiotics. I know. I
know.
Probiotic.
Probiotic. I got to tell you, probiotic. I had a ruin Y, which probably ruined me. That's a stomach bypass. So I have trouble with probiotics too. So I'm just screwed all the way around. Anyway, everybody, it's been fun. Sorry, I got a little bit soapboxy tonight, but I really get livid at these politicians. And we hope that Dr. West takes some advice from the likes of Jimmy Dore and starts going to his interviews. Come on, dude. It's a big responsibility.
It's all for theater anyways. At the end of the day, we talk about it and we all watch it, but nothing changes. You know, I did that movie last night and they were talking about politics a lot in that movie. And I just couldn't help but think, fuck, 30 years ago, they had the same problems. They knew our government was corrupt. We know our government's corrupt, and time just keeps marching on. So,
well, everybody stay safe. We're going to go out with this Fleetwood Mac. And I've got to say, the cover group and the cover person that does this does a terrific job. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks so much again, everybody. We appreciate you. Love all around. Let's get some peace going, okay? Thanks.
Peace.
Good night.
Night.
Wonderful you. Just like a wide-awake dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Just like a wide-awake dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, said ooh. And the days go by like a strand in the wind. In the web that is my own, I begin again. Said to my friend, baby, stop. Nothing else mattered. He was no more than a baby then. Well, he seemed broken hearted, something within him. From the moment that I first laid eyes on him, all alone on the edge of 17. Just like a wide-awake dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, said ooh. Just like a wide-awake dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, said ooh. Well, I went today, maybe I will go again tomorrow. Yeah, the music there, well, it was hauntingly familiar. When I see you do it, what I tried to do for me with the words of a poet and my voice of a choir and a melody, nothing else mattered. Just like the wide-awake dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, said ooh. Just like the wide-awake dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, said ooh. The clouds never expected when it rains, but the sea changes color, but the sea, it does not change. So with the slow, graceful flow of age, I wait for with a major desire to peace on the edge of 17. Just like the wide-awake dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, said ooh. Just like the wide-awake dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh,